Hello folks, this is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers, and today we're going to do a sports report. The NFL draft is over, and there are a couple players that I would like to talk about. The first one is Caleb Banks, drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. A lot of people said, well, he's injured and this and that and the other, but he has a great RAS score. And he has a great history about him. I believe that Caleb Banks could turn out to be one of the 3 or 4 best players from this draft. This draft wasn't real deep. It didn't have a real huge upside. But I think that by choosing Caleb Banks, the Vikings went ahead and actually they put themselves in a position to have a decent upside for this draft itself, and that's going to be very important, especially with some of the other players that teams took in the later parts of this draft. There were a lot of people in this draft that just don't have a great upside. Now, next year's draft is going to be much better. And most teams, I think, were kind of holding on to their draft picks for next year. And that's important because next year's draft is going to be a much greater draft. The other player I was very intrigued with is a young man from Clemson by the name of Blake Miller, drafted by the Detroit Lions at number 17. I have looked at all of the players in the draft that were part of the offensive line. And there were 3 or 4 guys that were very intriguing. Some of them, they had upside, but yet they had things going against them. And so it's going to be kind of interesting to see how well they do in the NFL. But I think that Blake Miller from Clemson is going to be the guy that shows out to be the best player of the offensive line in this year's draft. The reason I think that is the case, I consider Blake Miller to be what you would call an old soul. He's very down to earth. He has a very good upbringing. You can tell that from the way that he acts, from the way that he talks, from the things that he has to say. And I think that you're going to see a great upside for this young man. As I said, this draft was a draft itself that did not have a great upside. But I do believe that these 2 guys, Caleb Banks on the defense and Blake Miller on the offense, by the time that their first contract, their rookie contracts are up, I think that they are going to show out as the 2 better players in this draft. So congratulations to the Minnesota Vikings and congratulations to the Detroit Lions. You folks have a good day.